Have you ever looked in the mirror and felt like your hair just is not what it used to be? Maybe it lies flat. Maybe it has lost that soft bounce you loved. Or maybe it simply feels thinner than it once was. I remember the first time I noticed it. I was brushing my hair one morning, and a memory flashed in my mind of how it looked in my 40s. Thick, full, and full of life. Now, decades later, it seemed as though the volume had quietly slipped away while I was busy living my life. If this sounds familiar, you are not alone. The truth is, changes in our hair are a natural part of getting older. But here is the good news. They can be improved. I have spent years working with women over 50, helping them rediscover the joy of looking in the mirror and loving what they see. And in this video, I want to share 7 powerful tips that can make your hair appear thicker, healthier, and more youthful. Starting with small, simple changes you can make today. I promise, just 1 or 2 of these tips can bring noticeable results within the first week. And if you stay with me until the very end, I will reveal a surprising secret that transformed my own hair in a way I never expected. Something most women never think of, yet it might be the easiest change you will ever make. Secret number 1. Understanding the difference between fine hair and thin hair. For years, I used to look in the mirror and think, well, my hair is just thin now. I figured it was part of getting older, something I simply had to accept. Then one day, my stylist leaned in with a smile and said, "Sweetheart, your hair isn't thin. It's fine." That tiny distinction completely changed the way I approached my hair care and styling. Fine hair is all about the diameter of each strand. If you take a single hair between your fingers and can barely feel it, that is fine hair. It is silky, soft, and lightweight, but it can also lose volume quickly. Thin hair, on the other hand, is about how many hairs you have per square inch of your scalp. You could have fine hair with a full head of it, or you could have thicker strands but fewer of them overall. These 2 situations require completely different styling approaches. I learned this the hard way. Once I bought a rich thickening cream that was actually designed for people with sparse hair, not fine hair. By the time I had finished my morning coffee, my style had collapsed and my hair looked greasy. It was frustrating, and I blamed myself. Has that ever happened to you? You style your hair in the morning, and within an hour it seems like gravity takes over? According to the American Academy of Dermatology's 2024 report, more than half of women over the age of 50 will notice changes in hair texture or density. Yet so many never learn the difference between fine and thin hair, which means they end up choosing the wrong products, getting the wrong haircuts, and wondering why nothing seems to work. Once I understood my hair type, everything became easier. Lightweight volumizing products gave me lift without weighing me down. Layered cuts added movement. For those with sparse hair, I have seen incredible results from strategic layering, color dimension, and even hair toppers. Knowing the truth about your hair is like finally finding the right size shoe. Once it fits, everything feels and looks better. And once you have that clarity, you can move forward with a whole new sense of confidence. In fact, there is another small change I made that completely transformed the way my hair looks, both in person and in photos, and I cannot wait to share it with you. Secret number 2, identifying the medical causes of hair loss. One of the biggest mistakes I made in my hair journey was assuming I knew why my hair was thinning. I remember a time, around my late 50s, when I was convinced it was my shampoo. I swapped brands, avoided sulfates, spent way too much money on miracle products, yet nothing helped. Eventually, I visited my dermatologist, and to my surprise, a simple blood test showed I was low in iron. The real problem wasn't on the outside at all, it was inside my body. Hair loss in women can come from many sources. Genetics can play a huge role, especially if thinning runs in your family. Hormonal changes, particularly during menopause, are another common factor. Certain medications, like some blood pressure or antidepressants, may also contribute. Medical conditions such as thyroid imbalances or autoimmune disorders can trigger shedding, and let's not forget stress. According to a 2024 study by the American Academy of Dermatology, nearly 35% of women over 50 reported noticeable hair thinning after a prolonged period of stress or illness. Have you ever noticed more hair in your brush after a stressful month? Or maybe you've seen changes after starting a new medication. These are important clues your body might be giving you. The best way to know for sure is to stop guessing and get checked. A dermatologist or primary care doctor can run simple tests to measure your iron, vitamin D, thyroid function, and more. Once you know the root cause, you can take targeted steps, whether that means adjusting your diet, taking supplements, changing medication under your doctor's guidance, or starting a treatment plan. I cannot tell you how much peace of mind I felt once I knew exactly why my hair was thinning. And that clarity gave me the confidence to focus on what actually works instead of wasting time and money. Speaking of things that actually work, I want to share something else I discovered that made my hair appear fuller, almost instantly. It is such a simple trick, yet it makes a world of difference. Secret number 3, using hair color to create the illusion of thickness. I will never forget the first time I added highlights to my hair. I was in my early 60s, and my stylist suggested we try a few soft golden tones to brighten my silver strands. At first, I was nervous. I thought color meant high maintenance, harsh chemicals, and endless salon visits. But when I looked in the mirror afterward, my hair didn't just look brighter. It looked fuller, livelier, almost like it had more body without adding a single extra strand. The secret lies in how light and shadow play together. When hair is all one solid color, even if it is beautiful, it can appear flat. There is nothing for the light to catch, no shadows to create dimension. Adding highlights or lowlights, even just 1 or 2 shades different from your base color, can trick the eye into seeing more volume. It is the same principle artists use in painting to make an image look three-dimensional. Techniques like balayage and baby lights are perfect for women who do not want constant touch-ups. These methods grow out softly and can blend seamlessly with your natural color. In fact, according to a 2024 survey by the Professional Beauty Association, over 42% of women over 50 who colored their hair chose low-maintenance highlighting techniques to save time and reduce damage. One of my dear friends, Carol, is 70 and has gorgeous silver hair. She recently added a few pearl-toned highlights, and suddenly her hair looked thicker and more youthful. Have you ever noticed how a small change in color can completely change how full your hair appears? The right color is not about covering who you are. It is about enhancing what you already have. And once you see the difference dimension makes, you will never look at hair color the same way again. Of course, color is just one tool in our styling toolbox. There is another habit many of us have without even realizing it, and breaking it can help your hair keep its fullness throughout the day. Secret number 4, stop touching your hair. I will be the first to admit, I used to run my fingers through my hair without even thinking about it. Sometimes it was out of habit, sometimes it was because I was nervous, and sometimes I just wanted to make sure it still looked good. The truth is, those little touches were doing far more harm than I realized. Every time your fingers brush through your hair, they leave behind natural oils from your skin. That oil weighs down your strands, especially at the roots, making your hair lose volume faster. If you have fine hair, this can mean the style you worked so hard on in the morning is already limp by lunchtime. According to a 2024 survey by the American Hair Research Society, 58% of women who reported daily flatness in their style admitted to frequently touching their hair throughout the day. I once ran a little experiment with one of my clients, a woman named Susan. On the first day, she went about her routine as usual, touching her hair whenever she felt like it. By 3 p.m., it looked heavy and dull. The next day, she avoided touching it completely, using a small comb instead when she needed to adjust her style. By the evening, her hair still had bounce and lift. The difference was incredible. If you are guilty of this habit, try keeping a travel-sized comb in your purse so you can fix your style without adding oil from your hands. You can also give your hands something else to do, like holding a pen or clasping them together when you feel the urge to touch your hair. Have you ever caught yourself playing with your hair without even realizing it? Once you break this habit, you will notice your hair stays fresher for longer and your styling efforts last throughout the day. And while keeping your hands out of your hair is important, there is another daily routine that can make or break your volume, depending on how you do it. Secret number 5, using conditioner the right way. For most of my life, I thought conditioner was meant to go all over my hair, from the roots right down to the tips. I believed that if a little was good, then more must be better. But as I got older, especially when my hair started to lose some of its natural volume, I noticed it would fall flat within hours of washing. No matter what volumizing products I used, nothing seemed to help. It was not until a stylist friend gave me a simple tip that everything changed. The mistake many of us make is applying conditioner too close to the scalp. The roots of your hair are the newest and healthiest part, so they naturally have more moisture. When you coat them with conditioner, it can weigh them down and make your hair look limp. This is especially true for fine or thinning hair, where even a little extra weight at the top can take away all that lovely lift. Now I only apply conditioner from the mid-lengths to the ends, focusing on the parts of my hair that have been through more wear and tear. I work it through gently with my fingers, avoiding the crown entirely. Then I rinse thoroughly so no residue builds up. According to a 2024 study from the Professional Beauty Association, women who adjusted their conditioner routine this way reported a 47% improvement in volume retention between washes. I tried this for just 1 week, and I could not believe the difference. My hair felt soft, but it also had body and bounce. I remember walking into a lunch with friends, and one of them asked if I had gotten a new haircut. That was how noticeable the change was. Do you tend to put conditioner near your scalp? If so, I encourage you to try this method and see how your hair responds. Once you start treating your hair in a way that preserves its natural lift, it becomes much easier to make other small changes that have a big impact on your style. And there is one simple shift in mindset that ties all of these tips together. Secret number 6, nutrition and supplements for healthy hair. The older I get, the more I realize that what we put into our bodies shows up on the outside. Hair is no exception. A few years ago, I started to notice more shedding than usual. At first, I thought it was just age, but after talking with my doctor, I learned that nutrition plays a huge role in how strong and full our hair looks. Certain nutrients are essential for healthy hair growth. Biotin supports keratin production, which is the protein that makes up each strand. Collagen helps maintain the elasticity and strength of hair follicles. Omega-3 fatty acids keep the scalp hydrated and reduce inflammation. And protein provides the building blocks for new hair growth. According to a 2024 report from the National Institutes of Health, women who increased their daily intake of these key nutrients saw measurable improvements in hair thickness within 3 months. One of my favorite ways to get these nutrients is through a simple smoothie I make at home. I blend almond milk, a scoop of collagen powder, frozen berries, a tablespoon of chia seeds for omega-3s, and a handful of spinach for added vitamins. Not only is it delicious, but it gives my body what it needs to keep my hair healthier from the inside out. I also make sure to drink enough water. Dehydration can make hair brittle and more prone to breakage. The same NIH report noted that even mild dehydration can reduce hair elasticity, making it harder to style. Have you been drinking enough water lately? It's such a simple thing, yet so many of us overlook it. Combining good nutrition with proper hydration has made my hair feel stronger, shinier, and less fragile. It's not about a miracle product, but about giving your body what it needs to do its job. And once you nourish your hair from within, you will find it much easier to enhance it on the outside. In fact, there is another change I made that instantly boosted my confidence every time I looked in the mirror. Secret number 7. Haircuts and accessories to conceal thinning areas. I have always believed that the right haircut can work wonders, not just for how you look, but for how you feel. As I have gotten older and my hair has changed, I have learned that certain cuts can create the illusion of volume and thickness without a lot of effort. Long layers are wonderful for adding movement and keeping hair from looking weighed down. A softly curled bob can give fine hair a natural lift, while a pixie cut can be a bold, stylish choice for women with very thin hair, making it look intentional and chic. One of my favorite examples is a client named Linda, who was 52 and feeling discouraged about her thinning hair. She had been wearing it long and straight for years, which only made the flatness more noticeable. We decided to give her a shoulder-length layered bob with soft waves, and the change was instant. She looked younger, her hair looked fuller, and she walked out of the salon with her head held high. Accessories can be just as powerful. A beret or a wide headband can add style while discreetly covering thinning spots near the crown. Pearl hair clips or decorative pins can draw attention to the beauty of the style instead of the density of the hair. According to a 2024 survey by the Professional Beauty Association, over 40% of women over 50 reported using hair accessories not only as a fashion statement, but also as a way to conceal areas where hair was thinning. Have you ever tried adding a simple accessory and noticed how it changed your whole look? Sometimes that little touch can make you feel more put together instantly. Choosing the right haircut and accessories is not about hiding who you are, but about celebrating your style and feeling confident in your own skin. And when you start combining these visual tricks with everything else we have talked about, you create a look that reflects the very best version of yourself. There is one more perspective that ties all of this together, and once you understand it, your approach to hair and style may never be the same again. So today, we have walked through 7 simple yet powerful ways to bring life back to your hair. We learned how to tell the difference between fine hair and thin hair, how to uncover the true medical reasons for hair loss, and how to use color to create the illusion of fullness. We discovered the importance of keeping our hands out of our hair, applying conditioner the right way, nourishing our bodies with the right nutrients, and choosing haircuts and accessories that highlight our best features. I hope you remember this. Thin hair is not a flaw. Fine hair is not a weakness. They are simply part of who you are, a unique beauty that deserves to be cared for and celebrated. When you treat your hair with understanding and kindness, it will reward you with softness, shine, and confidence that no number can define. I would love to hear your own hair story. What challenges have you faced? And what little tricks have made a difference for you? Share them in the comments so we can all learn from one another. And do not forget to join me in the next video, where I will reveal some of my favorite age-defying hairstyles for women over 50. You might just find your next signature look waiting for you there.